Lesson 2, two-step inequalities, learning target, I can solve and graph two-step inequalities. Vocabulary, inequality is a mathematical sentence formed with one of the following symbols. We have less than, greater than, both of those have an open circle when graphed, and then less than or equal to and greater than or equal to, which both have a closed circle when graphed. And then solving two-step inequalities is just like solving two-step equations. We're going to jump right into some examples here. Two-step inequalities. So reminder, when multiplying or dividing by a negative number, we have to flip the inequality symbol. So we got to keep that in the back of our brain. And that is going to be something that we're going to have to check when we're on step 2. Not step 1, but step 2. So solve and graph each solution. So we have the inequality negative 2x minus 7 is less than 9. So we're going to draw our line where the inequality symbol is, and then we're going to start with step 1, which is undo addition and subtraction. So we have minus 7, so we're going to undo minus 7 with a plus 7 on both sides. 7's cancel. What's 9 plus 7? That's 16. We still have a less than symbol, and we have negative 2x on the left-hand side. Now we're going to do step 2, which is undo multiplication and division. So we have multiplication here, so we have to undo that with division. We're going to divide by that negative 2. Now remember, when we multiply or divide by a negative, right now we're dividing by a negative, which means we're going to have to flip that inequality. So I'm just going to flip it right now. So instead of being a less than, it's going to become a greater than. The negative 2's cancel, leaving us with x. And then 16 divided by negative 2. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So our answer is x is greater than negative 8. We would graph that, put negative 8 in the middle, negative 7 on the right, negative 9 on the left. It's just greater than, so it's an open circle, and we would shade in the greater than direction. Second example, another two-step inequality. We have solve and graph each solution. So we have negative 3 is less than or equal to 6x plus 15. So if you notice, the x is on the right-hand side of the inequality instead of the left-hand side. So what I'm going to have us do is I'm going to have us flip-flop this. But when we flip-flop an inequality, we have to be careful. So we have 6x plus 15. And then we're going to put negative 3 on the right. But when we do that, we have to flip the inequality because the mouth needs to be open to the 6x plus 15. So we have to flip the inequality so it looks like this. So now it's a greater than or equal to sign. And this is just going to help us with graphing our answers and making sure we stay consistent with what we do. So now we have 6x plus 15 is greater than or equal to negative 3. We still draw that line. And we're going to start with undoing our addition and subtraction. So we have plus 15, so we're going to undo that with minus 15 on both sides. 15 take away 15 is 0. We're left with 6x is greater than or equal to negative 3 minus 15. Please be careful with those negative operations. If you need, you are more than welcome to use a calculator. And we get negative 18. So that was step 1. Now we have step 2, undo multiplication and division. We have 6x, so we're going to undo that with divide by 6. Since we are dividing by a positive, not a negative, we don't have to worry about flipping the sign. So our answer is going to be x is greater than or equal to negative 18 divided by 6 is negative 3. And then that last step is to just graph the solution. So we have negative 3 in the middle, negative 2 on the right, negative 4 on the left. It's greater than or equal to, so we close the circle, and then we shade in the greater than direction. Last example, so we're going to solve and graph for this inequality. Negative 10 is greater than 5 plus 3x. As you can see, it's that flipped inequality where the x is on the right, so we just want to flip the two sides. We're going to flip them around. So we're going to take the 5 plus 3x and put it on the left. We're going to put the negative 10 on the right, and then we're going to flip the inequality so the mouth stays open to the negative 10. And now we can solve that by following our solving steps. We got undo, addition, and subtraction. So it's not the 3x, because the 3x is multiplication. So we have to get rid of the 5. The 5 is positive, so we're going to undo that with subtraction. So 5 minus 5 is 0. We still have 3x is less than negative 10 minus 5 is negative 15. Again, feel free to use your calculator as needed. The next step is to undo multiplication and division. We have multiplication. We're taking x and multiplying it by 3. So we're going to undo that with dividing by 3 on both sides. Since we are dividing by a positive, not a negative, we don't have to worry about flipping. So we have x is less than negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. So we put negative 5 in the middle, negative 4 on the right, negative 6 on the left. It's just less than, so it's an open circle, and we shade in the less than direction. That is the end of your video. Please move into your practice.